What's the worst thing you've ever tasted? The glue they use on temporary dental crowns is extremely rude. I love it. But I also had really bad teeth and needed 7 root canals and crowns. So every time I went and got one done, when I tasted that glue it meant I was one step closer to being able to smile again. I love everything about the dentist. I went from looking like I eat rocks and never smiling and covering my mouth when I talk, to enjoying showing my teeth off and really can't wait to be able to take these masks off to keep showing them off. Going to add a before and after pic. This is very hard to share, but here's a before and after. On the before, the nice looking tooth in front was already done when that picture was taken. Nasty teeth in this link, click at your own risk, web link. I'm a dentist and your post just made me smile, so happy for you. Well, my dentist absolutely changed my life. I am forever grateful for him and his staff. When I first started going I was worried about being judged by them, but I just finally decided I didn't care and I had to do it. My teeth were bad due to a mix of bad habits, genetics, and drug use. At work I went from an entry-level position and no one noticing me before I had my teeth fixed, to becoming a supervisor of an entire shift and department after having them done. The confidence it gave me was incredibly, and people like you really do change lives. Doctors get most of the praise, but I'm telling you, dentists are life changers too. Yeah, it's pretty rude to taste bad. When I was super young, probably way too young to be going down to the lake near our house on my own, I came across this black thing on the ground. I couldn't figure out what it was, but it looked like a delicious chestnut like the ones my mom would bring home in huge bags to both snack on and feed squirrels with. So I did what any sensible pre-kindergartner would do, and took a bite. It was not a chestnut. To this day I can't imagine what it was, but it was the absolute worst tasting thing I've ever put in my mouth. I still remember crying as I was walking all the way back home, sure I'd been poisoned and was going to die. Edit, chestnuts not hazelnuts. Depending on the area, probably some kind of animal scat. Op 8 literal crap lol, that sucks. I walked the dog once as a kid during summer vacation. Noticed I had something brown on my finger, immediately thought it was chocolate. I had not had any chocolate that day. Luckily my nose stopped me before said finger was within licking distance. Found a hole in the corner of the poop bag I was holding and swiftly realized that yes, I am in fact a effing moron. Luckily my nose stopped me before said finger was within licking distance. Found a hole in the corner of the poop bag I was holding and swiftly realized that yes, I am in fact a effing moron. This is the exact reason why we have noses. The nose is the security checkpoint of the mouth. Maybe a black puffball mushroom? Once they start rotting, they smell foul. The outside will look normal, the inside will be all disgusting. I once tried to eat something that looked like a chestnut. It turned out to be a raw acorn. Bitter as F. I did that when I was dating my husband. I was trying to be cute and fun while walking in a park and picked up an acorn and cracked it open. He queried if acorns were edible and I insisted I used to do this all the time as a kid. He then watched me spit and scrape my tongue with my hands while yelling out I meant chestnuts. Acorns are gross. They are edible, but as you discovered they're full of tannins. Native Americans discovered how to leach tannins in running water, thus acorns became a major food source for some tribes. Source: I made acorn flour cookies with acorns I leached. Best cookies ever. Not me, but I made spaghetti once a few months back in the early fall, and I guess after the initial plates, I left it to cool uncovered so I could put the leftovers away. So the next day my husband is enjoying some spaghetti for lunch when crunch he bit into a stink bug that had landed in it. If you know how badly a stink bug smells, you can only imagine how bad it tastes. My husband was projectile vomiting within 5 minutes and it's been months and he won't let me make spaghetti anymore because it reminds him of it. I cannot fathom how bad that must have tasted. The man probably has PTSD every time he sees pasta now. Pasta traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic spaghetti disorder. Penne tortellini spaghetti disorder. We get them in the house every fall. One of my cats sees them and just walks away. The other? She follows them for ages, then carefully just takes the whole stink bug in her mouth. She screws up her whole face like it's the worst thing she's ever tasted, but still finishes the job. She does this every time she sees one. Good kitty. I'm grateful for her stupidity. Brussels sprout flavored Jones soda. From the holiday pack about 15 years ago. Dude, yes. My friends and I bought that pack and all took turns trying the sodas. We saved the Brussels sprout one for last, and it's good we did because we all vomited. We were in my friend's kitchen and he went first and vomited in the sink. Then another guy I went and ran out the back door and puked in a bush. Then I went and puked in the bush next to the other bush. It was quite a ride. They should advertise it that way. Jones Brussels sprout soda, for when you need to barf. Did not know about that one, but came here to say my worst was ranch dressing flavored soda. Couldn't even swallow it, throat slammed shut. Horrible. Smelled like moldy socks and tasted even worse. Oh no. I just moved to Texas to be with my sister, and when I arrived her husband offered me ranch water. I was so disgusted by the sound of that and asked, "Did you just offer me ranch-flavored water?" Thankfully it's not at all what I thought it was. Then what exactly is it? Tequila and Topo Chico. A little squeeze of lime and that would be delightful. Well, now I need it. Once I popped some electrolyte/mineral pills in my mouth and started chomping away on my way to the gym. I thought I had grabbed my almonds. They began foaming and tasted extremely bitter and sour at the same time. I thought I was getting poisoned. Also once tried an olive straight off a tree. Also tasted like poison. Don't recommend. Edit. This is crazy. I did not expect all the upvotes over my dumbassery. Thank you for letting me know I'm not the only person who has eaten an olive straight off the tree. This is awesome. Okay, first paragraph cracked me the F up. I can imagine the brief moment of panic you had when you thought you were being poisoned, laughing my butt off. Second paragraph is a today I learned. I recently bought an olive tree and I've wondered this. So damn, now I know that all I have to do extra crap to them when the tree eventually produces them. Lol. Brine curing is probably your easiest method to try for your first time. Takes a long time though. Food safe 5-gallon bucket, water, salt, vinegar. Change the liquid occasionally. Internet will have better directions, but I used to help my aunt do it when I was really little. Not hard at all, made delicious olives. Edit. I can't believe people awarded this comment, but thank you. You only ever eat a raw olive once, not sure who said it. Everyone who ever ate a raw olive. Olives straight off the tree are absolutely disgusting. It's a shame because they are so pretty. Kind of makes you wonder how humans figured out they are edible if you process them correctly. Aboriginal techniques for making poisonous food edible is crazy. Essentially, they kept working the food until it wasn't bitter. Some of these foods take loads of processing. I guess hunger is a big motivator. Kind of makes you wonder how humans figured out they are edible if you process them correctly. There's a typical dish in the Amazon region of Brazil called maniçoba, which is basically the cooked leaves of manioc plant. It has to be cooked for 7 days, because the leaves are rich in cyanide and therefore poisonous if not thoroughly cooked. Always wonder how the trial and error cooking went with that one. A cheese ball at this church lady's house, one of my grandma's friends. It tasted like dirty socks that a cat had been playing with for months. But I have never laughed as hard as I did that day. I, stupidly, asked my then 11-year-old sister, who is on the spectrum and thus has problems modulating her voice, if she had had a cheese ball. She proceeds to effectively yell, "Yeah, it tasted like a butt's foot," the look of death we got from that old lady. Edit. Well, I read all your comments to Katie, now 18, and she's so happy. Thank you all. Apparently she saw the phrase butt's foot somewhere and decided it would become her new go-to. After that incident, let's just say the saying was forced into early retirement. Edit 2, and she found the thread herself and replied below, smiley face. Your sister is a goddamn poet. What tastes better, a foot's butt or a butt's foot? That's what I want to know. Then again, some people might be into eating feet ass. That made me LOL, thank you. My younger sister is also on the spectrum and she says the most uncomfortably hilarious crap all the time. We're in our 30s, so I optimistically assume it'll carry on forever. Hello, others. I am the sister. Thanks for the comments, they really made my day. Glad my lack of volume control finally did some good in the world. Her description is so colorful and illustrative. That really got me laughing, thank you. A lightning bug, firefly. I was running through the garden at dusk and one flew into my mouth. It was disgusting. Very chemical. This is so nostalgic to me. I used to catch them all the time as a kid in my aunt's amazing garden. And the smell left behind after letting them go was so distinct I could taste it. Just like you said, super chemical. I always thought they smelled like Reese's Pieces. Like you said, super chemical. I remember when I was a kid, my cousin ate one. He kept telling his mom he didn't do it while his teeth were glowing. Ah. Childhood. I ate one as a kid thinking it would make me glow too, worst tasting bug ever. I love that this sentence implies you also sampled other bugs. Dude, I was a curious kid. Ladybugs were nasty too, and butterfly wings. He delivered a ha-ha. I'm a girl. Did you taste moths? The tiny ones were kind of okay, just very dusty. I'm not an animal. A properly ripened persimmon, in my opinion, is really good, but one year around Christmas I got one that must have been underripe or something because it tasted good for 0.02 seconds before the texture turned into literal sand and sucked every particle of moisture out of your mouth. Literally the worst thing ever. See, the trick is to get yourself a fuyu persimmon. Those guys are not astringent like the Tananashi persimmons. You can eat the fuyu when it's crisp like an apple, and it's so sweet. I'll eat pounds of them when they're in season, and I actually prefer them firmer. This person persimmons. Oh, so that's what went wrong. I must have picked up a Tananashi by accident. I just thought it was an extra large persimmon without realizing it was actually a different variety. Now I know what to look for. Thanks. You want the flatter ones, not the slightly conical ones. But now that you know, buy a hachiya, the conical ones, and wait until it's nice and soft. It's crazy how much they change. That sand is created by tannins in the persimmon that are broken down as the fruit ripens. If you eat one before they're broken down, it's like dry cement in your mouth. Hachiya persimmons are awful if they're not soft enough that they want to fall apart if you touch them. Fuyu persimmons, on the other hand, are amazing when crisp and almost crunchy. They're pretty good when softer and ripe, but I like them when they're still firm. A bird crap in my effing mouth. Edit. I was lying on my back in a field and the thing flew by. It was a hit job. It tasted like warm berries. I hate these sky rats. Edit. Some of you are picturing a nice berry dinner and don't think it sounds too bad. These weren't raspberries, they were asperries. That's rough, buddy. Edit. I appreciate the upvotes and awards. Oh yeah? Well, my girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy. How though? Were you just staring into the sky with your mouth open? This happened to my mom, and yeah, that's exactly what happened. There was a crapload of migratory birds and she looked up and off for bird crap to land directly in her mouth. We haven't let that one down, it's been like a decade at this point. One time I chewed on a gel Advil. It had some kind of liquid inside that numbed my mouth and my throat, and I thought I was going to die. It was so bitter too. I used to take some antidepressant pill, and it just barely scraped one of my sharp canine teeth, and it tasted horrible, like my mouth was just dying or something for almost 30 minutes. Water and milk made it even worse. Use mustard. Are you German by chance? Mean. Same for my medication. The crap was absolutely horrid tasting. I did this but with Tylenol. I thought I had consumed hell essence. Edit. 12-year-old me did this because I had difficulty swallowing pills and had aggressive headaches, so I thought I found a loophole. In grade 5 I thought I was so smart by putting Tylenol into my tuna sandwich instead of taking it with water. I couldn't get that taste out of my mouth for ages. And I couldn't eat tuna again for years. Somewhere there's a spy being tortured, wondering why he's still alive, but happy his headache is gone. I feel your pain. When I was really young, I used to get carsick, so before a long trip, my mother gave me chewable Dramamine. That crap was not the chewable kind. So bitter. Of course, there was also the time I popped a Tylenol in my mouth and crunched down hard, thinking it was gum. The Dramamine was worse, but still. Yuck. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.